So we'll come up to standing posture, standing position. Hopefully you can all see me okay there. Yes, hopefully you can see and hear all right. Just put your thumbs up if you can hear on Zoom there, I can see. Excellent. Let's start with some knocking on the door of life. So feet about shoulder width apart, little bit of bend in the knee, tall through the spine. Remember, we want to keep tall through the spine, leading with the hips and the waist. So hips and the waist start the movement, and then we just relax upper back, shoulders, and our breath is just easy, in and out through the nose. And the purpose of this is we're warming up, we are preparing, we are getting the spine mobilized, rotating the spine, extending the spine as we're lifting through the crown to help create space for breath, optimal space in the rib cage, so that we can breathe with ease, with effortless flow. We're tapping on the back of the body with the back of the hand, and then just letting the elbows bend naturally, tapping across the front of the body. Great, just to warm up first thing in the morning. And then just slow it down into water waves. So it's like you're just running your hands and your fingers through water in front of the body and behind the body. Spiraling wrists, elbows, keeping it soft. It's really nice to feel the air run through the fingers. And then slow it down. Bringing the feet together, just bring your feet hip width. Balance. Connect to the ground through the feet. Connect to the sky, lifting, lengthening the spine. Connecting to the sky through the crown. Just bring the focus onto the breath, simplest place, nostrils. Tune into that slightly cooler air as it comes in through the nose. Remember, that's just bringing energy into the body, energizing the body. Just with that very slight, thin thread of air as you breathe in through the nose. And then step back out to our shoulder width position, a little bit of bend in the knees. We've rotated the spine, let's do a nice extension. So, spinal cord breathing. So we're breathing in as we extend the spine, look up. Breathing out as we curl up into a little ball. Go at your own comfortable pace. So although we're doing a stretch, we're not forcing this movement. So you're just taking it nice and slow. So you're opening up the ribs, lifting the sternum up to the sky, then curling in, tucking the pelvis, squeezing the glutes. Breathing in as we open up, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Opening up the ribs, letting the energy flow in, pour into the body as you breathe in. And then just squeezing out any stale energy, breathing out. Quite often if we get tense or anxious, we tend to breathe in and in and in and never let that breath out. So it's quite good to breathe in and maybe use a candle's breath or a breath out through the mouth, breathing out. So slightly fuller breath now, breathing in. Slightly slower, fuller breath, breathing out. Candle's breath, blow out through the mouth. Squeezing all that air out. Then breathing in. Letting the breath just pour into the body and then breathing out. Let's do one more, that feels good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Then just take your time, just come up to standing. Shake out a little bit if you need to shake out. And then just let the breath settle. And then step out again. So I'm up north at the minute visiting my family. I was doing a little bit of Qigong in the garden yesterday. And the one that had them all in hysterics and stuck was dog wags the tail. So a little bit of bend in the knees, going with the hips first, and then just let the spine. So working on that lateral movement. And some mornings this feels, oh yeah, this is easy to do, and then other mornings like, oh, I can feel a little bit of tightness there. So hips lead, spine follows. So you get that wave. It's a bit like seaweed underwater. And with this, the breath is just easy in and out through the nose. And then slow it down. Slow it down. Take your standing position once more, just balancing, comfortable width apart, usually about hip width, connecting to the ground, lifting and lengthening up. And then step out. Pop one hand on the belly, just below the belly button. The other hand on your sternum. And wave breathing is a very, very subtle movement in the spine of your spinal cord breathing. So when we're doing this, we're doing big extension, big flexion, big extension, big flexion. With the wave breathing, start off just by natural breathing. So when I say natural breathing, what I mean is just breathe normally. So you don't take in any fuller breath. So just breathe normally. But get that sensation that there's that little spine wave. So as you breathe in, belly softens a little bit, ribs expand very subtly, and that sternum, when we're talking about chest, it's not pulling everything up here, it's just that little bit of openness here in the sternum. So the sternum lifts a little bit. So it's a small version of that. So see if we can just follow that very subtle wave breathing. So it's belly, softens, and then you just feel that rib cage expanding. Just ever so slowly and smoothly. And if you want to, just breathe slightly fuller now. So you're just taking a slightly fuller volume of air in. But if we take a slightly fuller volume of air in, we just slow the breath down. That's the way we stop ourselves from over-breathing. If we breathe full and fast, everything either stacks up or we're doing a hyperventilation. So just breathe slow and low down, deep. Just get that subtle wave breathing. And it should be quiet, it should be effortless. The shoulders are relaxed. The face is relaxed. Remember that inner smile. The easiest way to relax your face is to smile. If you watch people smiling with a genuine smile, then their face is relaxed, their body is relaxed. If you're doing a false smile, everything tenses up. Just follow a couple more breaths. And then just take a rest. So remember when we're doing that, when we talk about breath starting at the belly, you can't physically just breathe here. And also the breath does start coming through the nostrils, but the belly, we feel the belly first, because as we breathe in, the first place we want to start creating space is letting that diaphragm or the diaphragm contracting. So the belly feeling, relaxing the belly, is the fact that the diaphragm is contracting, creating space in the lungs. So the belly softens and then the air starts to fill up from the lower part of the lungs, and then we can fill the upper part of the lungs. So if we're exercising, we do need to take more breath into the body. We don't want to be restricting the breath. So there's your lung volume is obviously dependent on the mobility, flexibility of your rib cage and your spine as well. If this is tight, you can't get the breath in. It's like blowing up a balloon in a tight cage. So that's the reason why we're doing all of these mobilization exercises. So with that wave breathing in mind, let's put in one of our Qigong moves, the Buddha holds up the earth. And what is great about this move is you're actually using the movement to help the spine extend and the rib cage open. So you're doing, the movement is actually creating your wave breathing and creating that opening up of the rib cage. Let's go through that movement from a physical point of view first. So arms are rounded, arms are soft, elbows are soft, palms facing up. We bring the palms facing sternum, chest, heart center, however you feel about this area. We then spiral. So spiral, we're just rotating. So it's a nice spiral as we reach up and hold up the earth. Watch that the shoulders don't come up tight. Watch that you're not locking everything out and straining. So there's no strain, but you're reaching up. And there you'll feel those ribs expanding and opening. So we're creating space for the breath. And then we finish the movement by coming down the body. And remember, when we're finishing a movement, it's not just, oh, I've done that and just letting everything go. So there's an intention of breathing out nice and slow and smooth. So let's do a few of those physically. So just work on that physical movement. Looking up. Couple more. And also when we're doing that movement, it's not just an arm movement. So notice maybe there's a little bit of sway back and forth with your weight shift, a little bit of give, a little bit of softness in the legs, so the legs are absorbing it, but also the strength in the legs and the hips, because remember, you're still connected to the ground. So we're not disassociating our lower body with our upper body. Let's bring the breath with it. So here we're breathing in. A little bit of pause at the top, then breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And with that breath, it's just easy. So we're not actually doing anything. It's just naturally happening. Now let's focus on the pause between the breaths. So just focus on the very subtle pause, the space at the top of the breath. And that space at the bottom of the breath. So we're not actually holding the breath, it's just sort of like a little bit of a suspension or a space or a pause, but we're not consciously tightening anything to hold the breath. It's just a natural space. Just allow it to be rather than doing anything. Let's do 2 more. And then take a rest there. Just walk your feet into your comfortable standing position. Finding your balance. Connecting to the ground. Connecting up to the sky, shoulders relaxed. Step back out. We'll separate now that earth and the sky with a nice balanced 1 palm down, 1 palm reaching up. Let's just do the physical movement first. Palm down. We're still, when we're doing this palm down position, we're still rounded, so I'm not forcing my hand down. There's a strength to it, but there's still a softness in the arms. There's a roundness in the arms. So palm down, palm up. And then you're swapping the positions by spiraling. What I mean by spiraling is you're just rotating. So as we come across the chest, you've almost got little finger pointing the chest, and then you can change position and go other side, palm down, palm up. Spiral. And I tend to naturally, as I'm coming down, as I'm spiraling down, I tend to give a little dip. It's almost like I'm just dropping down a little bit, bending the knees a little bit more. And then as I extend and open up, I just stand a little bit taller. But again, do whatever feels good for you, but remembering that we're not just doing an arm movement, we're doing a full body movement. Just a few more of these from a physical, structural point of view, so you get this working in your muscle memory. And then we'll bring the breath with it when you're ready. So you're breathing in, and you're breathing out. Allowing the breath to flow in and out. And this one, in terms of the gaze, I'm just gazing ahead, so I'm not looking up here. Just have that vision, a soft gaze ahead of you. couple more. And then rest there. Come up to standing. It's always nice just to take this moment in between the movements that we've done just to rebalance, let the breath settle, let the breath center. And then step back out. And we'll just finish off just with a couple of the more stressful or stress breaths rather than stressful. So if we're doing a short, sharp, quick stressor on the body with an intention, that's great. Stress is a problem when it becomes chronic or you're putting too much stress onto the body. So we always have a short, sharp stressor on the body or on the breath in this case, and then we balance that out with some relaxation. So just a reminder, particularly this is live on Facebook, on YouTube, and I can't see what you're all doing. Just be really careful of this if you've got high blood pressure, if you've got any cardiovascular issues. Certainly if you're pregnant, do not do any of do not do the stress breath exercises. Just watch this. Just do some light breathing if you're just watching this. If you've got any issues, if you feel a little bit dizzy, then you just stop. But we work on lower belly again and chest. So we'll just work on breathing into the lower belly, full breath in, and then we're using the diaphragm. Let's just do this as a slow candles breath. Use the diaphragm to blow the air out. So you're going. So you're actively contracting lower belly, pulling up the diaphragm to blow the breath out. So breath in, full of breath in through the nose. So this is an active exhale, blow out. It's quite nice and easy. Breath in again, full of breath in through the nose. And then blow the breath out. Now imagine that you've got a fire in front of you and you're fanning the flames of the fire. So we do quick, sharp breath outs. So breath in, we'll do 5. Breath in. And then breath, let the breath settle. So it's like a bellows, you're fanning the flames. Let's do another one. So breath in, you're taking a fuller breath in. And fan the flames. Let that breath in. Let's do one more. Breath in. Fan the flames. And then let the breath in. Bringing the arms with it, breathing in. Breathing out. So now we're just balancing out that short, sharp stress on the cardiovascular system, that activation of the diaphragm, which is great to get those breathing muscles working to activate and use those breathing muscles in a positive way. And then bringing hands across each other, palms on that lower abdomen, on the lower dantian. Coming back to balance. This time bring your feet close together. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. And just allow the body to bring itself back to balance. belly soft, rib cage soft. Connected to the ground through the feet. Connected to the sky through the crown of your head. Shoulders relaxed. And then take a full breath in through the nose. At the top of the inhale, you can open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Step out of a little stretch, do whatever you feel. I feel I need a little bit more rotation. And we will finish there. Thank you very much as always for joining me up north. Did you notice I had more of a northern accent? Been with the family for the weekend. On Thursday, movement, I'll be back in London. Also, we've got a fantastic lunch and learn with Larry Camerata. On Friday, he's going to give us a little bit of a taste of Tai Chi. So there'll be a bit of discussion on Tai Chi, a little bit of background on Tai Chi, but there will be some really good practical work as well. So really do join that if you can. If you can't make it, then make sure you sign up for it, because if you sign up for it, you'll definitely get the playback for it. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.